Hey everybody, and welcome back to Checkpoint on Campus, your voice for collegiate esports. And listen, you guys know we love College Call of Duty, so we are joined by Jamie Nichol, also known as Megatron, coming to you from Concord, the captain of Concord Maroon, which is one of the top Call of Duty teams in the country. Let me just break some stats down for you before we get into talking to Megatron for a little bit. 11-0 total record. Hardpoint 11-0. Search and Destroy 11-0. Control 11-0. 33-0 map record. Opponent's average score on Control 0.09. That is devastating. Megatron, how are you, and how are you guys doing so damn well?
I'm good, man. I think we carried off last year's success pretty well so far this year. Going into Split 2, I'm really excited to kind of take down the other side of I think we're in the Atlantic Division, so I'm excited to see what they can bring, because the first side wasn't too much for us.
Well, listen, often we praise humility, but to be honest, when you got a record like that, you could throw a little bit of shade if you want. But I definitely want to ask about that split format too, because clearly you guys have done very well against the better part of the rest of your division, undefeated, like we said earlier. And Call of Duty or College Call of Duty is doing this new thing with the second split by putting really the top teams of both divisions into one cluster. As somebody who's already at the top of the pile, how do you guys feel about that format as a player? Are you excited to sort of play more of those top teams from the other side of the division?
Yeah, for sure. I think they've done a great job this year, trying to implement new ways to keep the season as competitive as it can be. Last year it was just, here's your schedule, here's who you play. If they're bad, they're bad. This season, I think, with the top split and the bottom split, it allows the better teams like us and the teams that are doing good to also play other good teams more. And it allows the teams that are struggling or, maybe are just having fun or whatever to also play those bottom tier teams. So I think they did it really good this year by implementing the splits.
Yeah, for sure. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about, your planning and how you guys go into a match, because I've watched a lot of you guys over the course of the season, and I've been very impressed. I honestly think you guys get overlooked a lot because the talk is always about Ottawa. The talk is always about, a few of the other big teams, even teams that are ranked below you guys. They just get a lot more of the chatter. You guys have been just so consistent in terms of how dominant you've been, especially on Control, which in my opinion, outside of a hard point, it's easy to just kind of fall asleep and, let a few points tick for the other team. But you guys, like we said, 0.09 average points. That's ridiculous. How are you guys able to keep that focus throughout the match and dominate so easily?
I think the biggest thing for us is we believe that we're one of the best teams, if not the best. Ottawa's obviously they're stacked with talent, and then there's other teams that are also really good this year. The talent this year throughout the whole league is really good this year. But I think the biggest thing for us is just we know who we are. We know what we can do. So just going in and just playing our game and not allowing, other teams. No team has played the same so far this year, and that's a big thing. We don't let other teams come in and play their game. This is our game. We're gonna control the tempo. We're gonna control the pace of everything, and that's how we've kind of approached everything so far. Is just do what we know that we can do.
Yeah, and I want to very briefly ask you a little bit about Traumatizing. Traumatizing is having a great season. As Traumatizing's captain, you know, we're talking about, you know, 3.16 hardpoint KDA, but the one that stands out to me is that 102 average hill time. I mean, that is a lot. That is somebody who's getting to the hill, getting to the point, and they are unmovable. What is it like playing with somebody like Traumatizing who's having such a lights out season?
Oh, dude, him. So last year was his first ever season ever playing Call of Duty, like competitively. You know, he'd always been a pub stomper, and that to me, you know, it shows him and Crooked actually. Both of them are doing great this year, and both of them started last year, like just competing like full time and whatnot. And you know the progression that they've made over literally just one season already is it helps a team so much to be able to, you know, have the people that can just go and make plays. It makes everybody else's job so much easier, and you know it, especially like you said, when he's popping off 4 KDs and stuff. You know, I have no problem just sitting back in the hill and soaking up the time, man.
Yeah, I understand. And so, Megatron, last thing I want to ask you guys is, you know, moving forward into the top split two, who are you most looking forward to playing in the second split? If there was a team you had to pick out, you like, I want to beat them.
I think probably the high point, just because there was a little like, I guess you could call it like beef or whatever drama that they kind of threw at us early this year, like for out of nowhere. I don't know like where that was really from. Nobody has ever talked to them from our team at least. So, you know, they kind of, I guess they wanted to take down one of the top teams, which is respectable. So I guess like that's probably we just want to show them like who they're messing with type stuff. But other than that, I think we're just looking forward to the playoffs.
Awesome. Well, that was Megatron coming to you from Concord University, captain of CUE Maroon, currently undefeated both in match and maps in the College Call of Duty League. Thank you so much for joining us. We wish you luck in the second split and moving forward into the playoffs.
I appreciate y'all for having me.